What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are, looking at this thing on the 1 hour time frame. We're at about $2.20 now. Moving up, moving on up. Looking pretty bullish on the 1 hour right now. Seeing these overbought areas is definitely encouraging, especially after coming out of these oversold areas. What we're looking for is something much like this, okay, much like this, but to the upside. Something that is rather sustainable above the 50. If you go through the 50, just barely, right? Don't get into the oversold zone. We want maintained readings above the 50. Minor slips are okay, stuff like that, but something like that over the coming days would be very encourageable. If we see something like that, I would assume that we are going to break out of this relative downtrend here. If we look at the 4 hour time frame, we have higher lows on the RSI here, while having promoted lower lows on the price. That kind of endeavor, that kind of look is what we call bullish divergence, and you're getting that move right now. You don't have to move higher, and technically this divergence already is completed. It's already confirmed. We could move lower from here if we were. Let's just see, high to low. Let's see if we do. I think we do go a little bit higher. Okay, you're at $2.20 now. I would expect you go anywhere from about $2.25 to $2.35 before making a kind of turnaround. I don't expect that we go lower than this price. All I'm talking about is I think that you would move up, either to just the 382 and then come back to the 236 and then work your way up. You're always going to be working your way up. I do not think you're working your way down at this point. Or you'll go up to your 0.5, work your way back to your 382 and find support, and then work your way up, right? Depending on where you go, you might have a better chance of piercing this golden ratio on the first attempt. But ultimately, I would expect over the coming days, probably not by the end of today, but maybe tomorrow or the next day. If it's Friday today, maybe to start off next week on Monday, who knows? But over the next few days, if not 5 days at the most, I would expect we are at about $2.46 or higher, something like that. With the golden ratio, oftentimes you do find resistance on your first attempt. If you break through it on your first attempt, that is a more bullish implication, but you can have rather bullish implications even without that, right? Breaking through your golden ratio or finding resistance there is the very normal thing to do. Finding support at your 0.5, prior areas of resistance here, that would make sense to me. And then you probably continue working your way up out of this range, looking for about $3.13 and beyond, right? I think that $3.13 is a very nice area in itself, because if once you get above that, you're essentially looking to new all-time highs, right? If we take this overall high right here, if I can scroll down, high to low, that's right around your 886. And generally speaking, on any fib range, whenever you interact with the 886, you automatically do look for these extended areas, okay? So and in that sense alone, right, with the 886 here on this overall high to low here versus the smaller high to low, the more relative high to low on a 4 hour basis, your 886 is right in this golden ratio. So just key areas on key areas. We'd love to see that, right? Same thing here, things agreeing. You'll probably find some resistance around $4 at first. I don't expect that you're just going to rip right through this area, but I fully anticipate XRP by the end of April, if not by the end of March. I think by the end of March you will be above $4. It's just how much higher will you be? You could be above $5. You could be above $6. I really don't know. Maybe you're all the way up at $8 by the end of March. But I'm thinking these high targets that we were expecting, that we're going to be at about anywhere from $10 to $13. I think those are more reserved now for sometime in April. Probably mid-April, if not late April, something like that. And that just makes sense, right? If anybody has a hard time wrapping your head around that, let me just explain real quick. Give me a chance to explain, okay? For a while, XRP, we've been calling for you to go to prices that are about $10 to $11, $13 by the end of March. That's what the expectation was, right? For a while. But most of that time was not while we were moving down, right? So we were expecting to have a rather bullish finish to February, right? And we actually had a bearish finish to February. So because of that, it's completely possible, and I think even a valid way of thinking, that the targets that we had would be moved back a little bit, right? It's like if you were expecting that these targets would happen here, you move down and you're moving sideways. Well, the targets are still on the table. It's just it's at a later date. So nothing's happened to the $10 to $13 targets. We're still going there. Other than them being pushed back a few weeks, that's probably what's going to happen, right? I would expect by the end of March, again, we are at new all-time highs. It's just how high are we? We could really be at $4 by the end of March. We could be at $7.69 by the end of March. Anywhere and everywhere in between. It doesn't matter. I'm not worried about the price one way or another, but I think it would be good to see new all-time highs in a very short amount of time. I say short amount of time. A month from now is not necessarily short, but looking at the 4-hour time frame, it definitely looks like you want to move up. Bullish divergence, breaking out of this downtrend, getting above the 50, all good things, all good things. Just keep going, right? We want you to keep going. Getting above the 60, getting into the overbought zone is something that you need to do. If we look at the daily RSI here, you also have bullish divergence, higher lows there, while maintaining lower lows. Yes, that would actually be good for a move that takes you all the way up to at least $2.32. If today closes green, you're not going to see a red day until you get to about probably like 250. That would be my guess. And you probably do find turbulence around there. Pull back, find a higher low, all that kind of stuff, okay? The reason why we're expecting that you go to $10 to $13, the reason why I've said that over the past month or so is that from a relative, no, not that high. Yeah, that high. We could take that high. From this last cycle high in April of 2021 to the bear cycle low in June of 2022, high to low there, your 1886 and 200 area, this is a very specific target area. That's at about $10.71 to $13.31. Not only that, but if we were to anticipate that XRP, while breaking out of this consolidation phase here, is breaking out into new all-time highs just in absolute price discovery mode, to me, it would make sense that you don't stop at the 1618. So where's the next target area? Well, it's the 1886 to the 200 area, which would be 1071 to 1331. Okay, something like that. The reason why I would expect that we see something like this is, maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see. But I would think that this move here, again, breaking out to new all-time highs, coming out of this move here, I don't think that this would be appropriate. That doesn't make sense to me. In fact, 189% by the end of this move, which would likely be sometime in April, that would be underperforming the average coin in the market. And I don't think XRP is going to do that. It's only outperformed the average coin in the market thus far. I would expect it continues to. So what would be the next step above the 1618? It would be all the way up here at about 382% of a move to 500% of a move, which is very close to what this was overall from a low to a high, relatively speaking. So that's why we're thinking this area. It makes sense. What would the market cap be? We've talked about the price so much, but I don't think I've ever done the market cap. 127 billion right now. Talking about a 5x. Oh, what would that be? That would be 625 billion. $625 billion, you guys. That is nuts. That is nuts, but I think it's going to happen. I genuinely do. I think XRP deserves a market cap like that. And just because it deserves it doesn't mean that it's going to hit it. But certainly, at a minimum, 641 would be a decent expectation. But I think that 1071 to $13 is where we're going to go. If we take the measure move kind of idea here, or what was it? It was this one. No, it was the cycle high of 2017 to the cycle low. We get a different minimum target, and that's at $8.37. So from a high to low of the last cycle, from a high to low of the cycle before, there's a lot of turbulence between about $6.41 to $13. There is, but anywhere and everywhere in that zone. I don't think we stop at $6.41. I really do think that we'll see targets above $8.37. But at a minimum, I would at least expect that we go there. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. Everything looks good. Monthly RSI, getting out of the overbought zone. We'd love to see that. That's great. You actually had such a bearish February. It wasn't actually that bad, right? You actually found support here right at your prior cycle highs. That's exactly what you did. You look at this. Okay, so from a wicking perspective, support at the prior cycle highs. From a closing perspective, you know what you did? You closed right at your prior cycle highs and just above your prior cycle highs there. So beautiful endeavor. Really good February. I say really good February. It was a bad February. We moved down 29%, but it's a good February in the sense of just overall chart maintenance, right? Just like this was a good phase of consolidation, but is it really good if it's moving down or moving sideways and being boring? It might not have felt good at the time for 6 months, but it was good. It's what allowed you to grow here. This is good. This is going to allow us to grow here. This little 3-month pause that we've had in this area. Monthly RSI getting out of the overbought zone sets you up for some rather bullish endeavors. It definitely does. The last time you were overbought and then you got out of the overbought zone and entered the overbought zone at this magnitude, at least, not the last cycle. Even the last cycle, though, I mean, here you saw in the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you grew an 11x, and then over here, once you got into the overbought zone again, it was on this month here. So from that opening price or that closing price to the high that you saw, that was also a 14. Or that was over a 10x there. That was a 14x to an 11x move. I'm not saying that's what's in store, and that took 2 months. This took 5 months to achieve. I'm not saying that that's what's in store for us, but I mean, with that in mind, I don't think a 500% move sounds so crazy, right? These are very bullish circumstances that XRP is dealing with here, and I'm just talking about end of March, end of April, let alone what's going to be beyond that. Again, of course, $10, $13 could happen by the end of March, but I think it will be end of April. That's my expectation. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. If XRP were to move lower, I suppose it would do it now, and it could move lower. It's fine. What's Bitcoin doing? BTC. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, she's moving up. Bitcoin's moving up. Yeah, if XRP wants to move down, it can. It's not going to be detrimental. I don't think it'll move below this low. But if it were to move down from here, I think like $2, $2.11, that would definitely hold. And if not, up we go. Up, up, up. And that's fine with me, man. Really, I think that over the coming days, we're probably going to see prices around 250 and just work our way up to those $10 and beyond targets. I'm repeating myself, round and round we go, so I'm just going to end the video there. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I appreciate you all for being here. It's a great time to buy. If the question arose at all in this video, is it a good time to buy, though? Should I buy here? You just said it was going to go lower. Should I buy here? Absolutely. I mean, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if I was looking to buy XRP, absolutely I would buy here. This is a phenomenal time. Yeah, that's all I got. Take it easy. Bye-bye.